Well, look at that halo, guys. Isn't that a beaut? Hello, everyone. We're back. Just wanted to finally put this video out. This was actually all these pictures taken on the 19th, and I've been having one problem after another, but finally I should be able to get it out today. So can't go over your time limit on anything. But anyways, news for the day is we actually have some pretty good news, and being one that I was at the doctor recently and found out that we have both influenza strains A and B currently out there this flu season, and that's usually not the case. They usually have one or the other, either A or B. Second of all, in the last 2 years, you've had record amounts of respiratory diseases out there, and according to the doctor's office. Two, we have some news that FEMA is meeting with the police departments all over the place, doing presentations on basically how in September, August they're going to shut all the banks down, and they're setting up, making plans to militarize or federalize the PDs, and not the National Guard, or not the National Guard, not the Sheriff's Department, but just the PDs. And I guess apparently when they close the banks, they're going to be handing out food and gas vouchers for people. So that's the news I heard there. We already heard news prior that they had Marines training for martial law techniques and stuff, and crowd control. That seems to be happening all over. Other news is that we have part of the stimulus package. They've built these checkpoints, which are basically roundabouts that are on all the major highways coming out of 15 miles or so out of the city areas. And those are, interestingly enough, owned by the UN, the United Nations. That property is owned by the UN. There is a subcontractor that's in charge of working on those, and I guess apparently they have a 2-year time limit. They have to get it done within 2 years. Also, we have news that the government is using military grade bulletproof blast-proof glass on all the federal buildings in the United States. That's the other big news, and I guess the money is no object for them to do that. I guess it's a very expensive proposition, and they are spending the money like it's nothing. They just got it falling out of their pockets right now, so they can afford to bulletproof and bomb-proof their whole building, every building they own. Apparently, they can't prop up the housing market, but they can do a upgrade to every building they have. I thought that was pretty interesting as well. But anyways, other than that, you'll notice in a lot of these pictures, including the very first one, on that day we had a lot of that hazy mist from the trails that were left, and basically there was a lot of rainbows. Now these rainbows didn't have green and purple and all that. They're mostly yellow and a brownish kind of color, rusty color, I would say, for the most part. And you can see them in a lot of the pictures. And this was with the sun at different points in the sky on that day. And also too, just to let you know, there's a record number of lung cancer cases. We're talking like 175,000 within a month or so. People there's a record number of respiratory illnesses, and there's a record number of cancer, especially lung cancer. And if you ask any doctor that would diagnose somebody, their first question would be what has changed in your environment? I would say that the spraying in the sky is. That has changed. And they've gotten cocky. Now they make different designs, and they make tic-tac-toe patterns in the sky, and they make these different patterns. You mean to tell me that somebody's flight plan is cause? I mean, the whole thing doesn't make sense. The whole thing. There's no doubt there's operations happening. The German military, when pressed, finally admitted, yeah, we're spraying. We're spraying out there, but it's nothing that's going to hurt you guys. You know, so at least they've admitted to it. You know, every government is doing so. Not admitting it, but every government is following this spraying protocol. So, we know that it's obviously something pretty darn huge when everybody feels that they have to be involved, especially the Germans. At least they're admitting to doing it, but say it's not going to hurt us. But we know how that goes. Anyways, just wanted to bring these vids to you, or this video to you, these pics, and you know, hopefully you guys will get some information out of it, get some insight, and we can all push forward here and hopefully try to put a stop to this. I guess apparently there's some petitions out there, especially for California, and we can get enough people on that petition, we can you know, get these congressmen to hear our voices, hopefully, and press them to stop these activities and investigate and prosecute and the whole bit. Alright, but everybody take care, peace, and I will see you next time.
Hours ago we learned of a deadly virus that threatens the lives of the citizens of Spokane.
Tess, thanks for getting here so fast. This is Dr. Martin. She's a specialist with the Global Health Organization. We have 3 new cases, all presenting the same acute flu-like symptoms, but they're not responding to any of the treatment.
She's going to be dead by the time I get the results back.
You must have some initial thoughts of what it could be.
It could be anything, from the avian flu to the bubonic plague.
We're not going to quarantine a whole town until we know what we're dealing with.
Find the source, make the diagnosis, and you'll have your quarantine.
We're counting on you.
The quicker you tell me what you know, the faster I can help all these people.
Professor David Corbin saw him after he came back from a trip and he wasn't well.
They say he's been dead 2-3 days. He had a mosquito bite on him. He's been to Malaysia. That's the plague.
Professor Corbin bring back more than just his luggage from Malaysia?
Are you following me?
It's more than my hand in your now, Dr. Martin. They're putting something in the jet fuel that's making people sick.
Why would they want to do that?
Keller makes a chemical called E901. When we get the E901 and compare it with the jet fuel, maybe you can help us figure out what's hurting people. Whatever he told you is totally erroneous.
Patients are not responding to the antibiotics.
Everyone's immune systems are completely shot.
The plague doesn't do that?
No, but I think it's why they're not responding to the antibiotics.
So what, do we misdiagnose this?
No. Have you ever heard of chemtrails? What if the chemicals are affecting the general population somehow?
They killed before, and they'll kill again.
This virus could have been spread all over the country by now. Your nose is bleeding.
I'm gonna die if I can't find a cure. I'm gonna die. Don't give up.
Tell us where the vaccine is. You can go to hell. You don't have to worry about the vaccine. We're both gonna die before anyone gets a chance to use it.